الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Amen. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful, all praise is for Allah, Lord of the worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you are displeased with, or those who are astray. Our prayers. O Allah, the one who bestows blessings upon us. O Allah, we gather here today to mark a new beginning for our city of Mississauga. We seek your guidance, wisdom, and mercy in this endeavor. Bless, O Allah, this city hall of Mississauga, a place where decisions will be made and efforts will be undertaken for the betterment of our community here in Mississauga. Grant those who serve here the strength to uphold justice, the courage to seek truth, and the compassion to serve all members of our community with fairness and dignity. O Allah, make this place a beacon of hope, unity, and progress. O Allah, help us to work together in harmony, transcending differences and focusing on the common good. O Allah, guide our leaders to make decisions that promote peace, prosperity, and the welfare of all citizens and all the people of Mississauga. O Allah, fill their hearts with righteousness, their minds with wisdom, and their actions with integrity. O Allah, protect our city, our country of Canada, our province of Ontario, and our beloved city of Mississauga. Protect all from harm, and bless it with security, prosperity, and happiness. May it be a place where every individual feels valued and respected, and where the principles of justice, equality, and compassion thrive. O Allah, we ask for your blessings, mercy, and guidance in all our endeavors. Accept our prayers, Ya Allah, and make this inauguration, the beginning, the declaration of this office, a source of positive change and development for our beloved city of Mississauga. Amen.
And a special thank you to our Mississauga Fire and Emergency Service Honor Guard, pipe and drum band for leading our procession this evening. Good evening, everyone. To our new mayor, council, and all of our members of council. I am Martin Reed, our acting mayor and Ward 9 council, and it is my pleasure to welcome everyone to our declaration of office special council meeting for this evening. It's so nice to see so many smiling faces, and if we're on our best behavior, we can get out before the game starts. But before we get underway, I would like to take a quick moment to acknowledge our city election and clerks, the team, as well as the strategic communications team for the successful execution of this by-election. They did such a great job. Can we have a round of applause for our team that did such a fabulous work with a smooth, massive undertaking. And now I'd like to acknowledge our new mayor, Ward 5 councilor, and our members of council. So first of all, Mayor Carolyn Parrish. Our Ward 1 councilor, Stephen Dasco. Ward 2 councilor, Alvin Tento. Ward 3 councilor, Chris Fonseca. Ward 4 councilor, John Kovac. Freshly minted Ward 5 councilor, Natalie Hart. Ward 6 councilor, Joe Hornick. Ward 7 councilor, Jessica Demerla. Ward 8 councilor, Matt Mahoney. Ward 10 councilor, Sue McFadden. And Ward 11 councilor, Brad Butt. I would also like to welcome our members of parliament, our members of provincial parliament, fellow regional and municipal council colleagues, our first responder chiefs, family members, honored guests, friends, and all of you members of the public. I would also like to acknowledge our Mississauga leadership team, our super front bench, Sherry Victorman, city manager and CEO, Jody Romulos, Commissioner of Community Services, Rod Seth, Commissioner of Corporate Services, Jeff Wright, Commissioner of Transportation and Works, and Andrew Moore, Commissioner of Planning and Building, who unfortunately was not able to attend this evening. Yes, so thank you all for being here. Now let's get started with our meeting and program. I would like to invite T. Duke, Director of the Office of Indigenous Initiatives at University of Toronto, Mississauga, to stage for an Indigenous blessing.
Ani Kinoya, Tidu Condition Cause, the Saturn Anishinaabe Nation, Treaty 3 Nojaba, Anishinaabe Kwe and Dao, Bijuni Donem. Good evening, everyone. Everyone looks absolutely amazing tonight. I'd like to extend my congratulations to Mayor Parrish and the members of council, and of course extend my thanks and gratitude to Becky LaForme and the Indigenous Relations Office for inviting me here today. I would really, again, want to really express the importance of leadership in our communities, and I'm very proud to stand here and not only extend that thanks and gratitude, but to also bless and extend really good medicine to everyone here today, but especially the incredible leadership that is sitting before us. I would like to, again, really think about what leadership can stand for in our community. And it's not only about our reciprocal relationships moving forward, but how are we moving forward in a really good way that encompasses truth and reconciliation, and then of course binding us all together as people. Before I get started into the medicines, I would again really extend that to everyone here in this space. I'm going to walk around with the medicines and again, just bless you and give my thanks and gratitude for everything that you do. Be blessed, thank you.
remove headdress. Up, 2, 3, down.
I'm now pleased to welcome Imam Rafat Mohammed to perform a blessing.
Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Congratulations, our dear mayor and all the councillors. We are very glad to have you at these moments. Usually they say don't give an imam a microphone or a woman a phone. So you'll be happy to see me for the next couple hours. I'm going to be brief and short. We'll just recite a verse from the Quran. It's called the opening chapter. I will say it in Arabic and followed by translation in English and then supplication. أعوذ بالله.
Please now welcome Father George Ayoub to perform a blessing.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, the whole council. We welcome you. May God bless you all. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you, Mayor Carolyn Parrish. As you embark in this journey of leadership and service to the wonderful city of Mississauga. May His face shine upon you and grant you wisdom in every decision you make. May you be a light of hope and unity. Bring people together in harmony and understanding. May the Lord strengthen you with courage and compassion, allowing you to lead with integrity and humility. May your turn be marked by progress as you work tirelessly for the well-being and welfare of all citizens. May God grant you the grace of inspire and encourage those around you. Through the prayers of our Lord, Father, Lord Jesus Christ, our God, have mercy upon us and save us. Amen. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Guard, replace headdress. Up, 2, 3, down. Guard, one pace, step back, march. Guard will advance, right, turn. By the center, quick, march. Left, right, left.
Thank you for all those heartfelt blessings. Now it is time for our new mayor and our Ward 5 councillor to take their declarations of office. I will turn it over to Diana Rosnov, Director of Legislative Services and City Clerk, to perform the declarations of office.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Diana Rosnov. I'm the City Clerk. And it is my pleasure this evening to take the declaration of office with our newly elected mayor and Ward 5 councillor. So Mayor Parrish will be bestowed the chain of office tonight. The chain of office represents the responsibility, authority, and dignity of the office of the mayor. The chain of office is officially presented and placed around the mayor's neck at the first meeting of the new council. I would now like to invite Mayor Parrish to come forward and take her declaration.
I, Carolyn Parrish, having been elected to the office of mayor in the municipality of the city of Mississauga, do solemnly promise and declare that 1, I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. 2, I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty the King Charles III, and I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Come to here, please.
I now will ask Councillor Hart to come forward as well, please. Thank you.
I, Natalie Hart, having been elected to the office of councillor in the municipality of the city of Mississauga, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promises thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any personal interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, and I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I'm the Mayor of Mississauga. My good friend and former colleague Carolyn Parrish. She was a very active member of Parliament for the 10 years she was your Member of Parliament. She was working very hard, very outspoken. Got in trouble a few times because of her talking, but I appreciated her kindness and her franc-parler. She was very determined, and she loved public service, and she's done it since a long time in the city of Mississauga. And she will put the same energy, the same commitment, the same dedication for the years to come. She is, in my view, a good successor of my friend, Madame McCallion, who was a very good friend of mine, coming from Quebec, like myself. And Hazel will be very happy to have a woman of that quality to be in her seat as the mayor of the great city of Mississauga, who was always very generous to me. All the time I was Prime Minister, I had very good members of Parliament coming from this great city. Alors, bonne chance, Madame la Mairesse. You will do a good job, I'm sure. Au revoir, tout le monde.
And now the moment we've been waiting for, Mayor Parrish.
Thank you very much. Being of Polish heritage, I'm very prone to tears, so try not to do that again. I would like to thank Imam Rafat Mohammed, Father George Ayub, my family, my friends, here they come, campaign workers, donors, colleagues, and voters. As you can see from the blessings, we are a multi-religious city, and we intend to stay a peaceful, multi-religious city. We have very terrific representatives from many different parties who worked on my campaign. There was no such thing as one or the other. This is Mississauga as it always should be. As far as Mr. Carchen is concerned, he once came racing through the hall and I was going the other way, and I can't remember what I did that time. He went, Caroline, don't do that again. But he has been the person I have most admired in my very long career. He pulled this country's finances out of third world status with 4 balanced budgets. And it was a great honor today to have his good wishes. When he was asked what made a good leader, why was he a good leader, he said, I inspired, I motivated, and I challenged. And he worked incredibly hard. And he was very patient with MPs like me. So I aspired to lead as he did. I think Gerback Smelly is here. He was parliamentary secretary to His Royal Highness at one point. If you're here, Gerbacks, I love you. We have significant areas to tackle, and I think they've been made very clear during the election campaign, so I'm not going to bore you with long details, and I've been warned by Steve Mahoney that he has to be out of here in time for the hockey game. So one is housing. I will be chairing the planning committee, and Councillor Tejo is going to be appointed as my vice chair on Wednesday, if everybody agrees. Our first task force meeting with many reputable developers and builders and our excellent planning staff is booked for July 10th. We're not wasting any time. We're going to streamline approvals and we're going to incentivize builders. And we have a second panel for purpose-built rentals to follow. At the region, the battle is over. We have 3 strong mayors who will be giving powerful messages to Queen's Park and to Ottawa. Our first task is to raise our social services funding from 60% of other large regions like Halton and Toronto. It's going to cost $86 million, but we're going to suggest that the province phase it in over 3 years. And that will eventually lower your regional taxes and every tax bill in this room. We are, yeah. We're going to press the federal government to take full financial responsibility for refugee housing and job creation for refugees. And I'm already booked to meet Minister Calandra on July 2nd, and it'll be my first order of business. Budget, we are on Wednesday appointing a new budget chair, Councillor Butt from Ward 11, and the vice chair, Councillor Dasco. And I can tell you they're the worst penny pinchers on council. So your budget will be in good hands. Take a bow, boys. We're going to change budget. Instead of having one meeting at the end of the year when all the decisions are made, we're going to meet quarterly. Each councillor will meet quarterly with their constituents and bring back your opinions on what we should be doing with the budget. And the budget committee will meet quarterly as well. So we will build the budget slowly over the year. Transportation, and I see we have some of our good friends outside. We want to produce reliable quality service, no closed doors in rush hour, a planned east-west connection to go with our LRT, and direct consultations with the union. They are quietly showing their strength and their passion this evening, and I respect that. We're going to keep our green fleet and grow it, and try to get all-day go to Milton. Originally, the feds said, if you get the money out of the province, we'll give you the money. Now, the province put it in this year, and there's crickets coming out of Ottawa, so we'll be working on that. Crime and safety are a big issue on the election trail. I'll be sitting on the Police Services Board. We'll be comparing the number of officers we have in respect to other large cities. We'll be increasing our mental health, family violence trained teams. And we're going to ask the police if they can give us some cost-saving measures. If they want more officers, show us how you can save some money. And my favorite one is healthy communities. I built a youth hub up in Malton, has had 60,000 visits since October. We feed 200 kids a day up there that go to school without breakfast or lunch. And we're already working on one in Ward 3, Glen Forest. And for many of these projects, we're going to try to meet with levels of government that will fund it, and we're also going to go to the private sector. We're going to try to revamp this old building. This part of it is gorgeous, but the rest of it needs a big facelift. We're going to enliven City Centre, and we're going to increase facilities and funding for arts and festivals. So there's lots of work ahead. I will be asking Council to appoint Matt Mahoney as the Deputy Mayor on Wednesday as well. Matt's a solid, steady backup. I'm absolutely confident that he's going to do a fantastic job. Mississauga is a great city. My job is to work with council and make it even greater. My job is to do what Mr. Kretchen said, inspire, motivate, and challenge, and do hard work. Thank you all for coming out today, and get home to the hockey game.
Mayor Parrish, your beautiful grandchildren would like to congratulate you as well. like to give a mover on that, and Brad. And adjournment. Anyone call that? Councillor Tejo, thank you. And we are done. Thank you so much for joining us.
ब्रीफिंग के लिए जाना है What did tonight mean to be the fourth mayor of Mississauga?
It was pretty exciting. I'm generally fairly weepy. I made it through it pretty good, but yeah, it was very exciting, very rewarding.
Can you move over?
Can you tell us a bit more about the moment Jean Chrétien gave you a nice congratulatory message? Can you speak a bit more about that relationship? I know that he called you after the election. Did he give you any advice about your new role?
He told me exactly what he'd done, and he said, Carolyn, you're going to be good at this. I hope you've matured a little from when you were in Ottawa and getting into trouble on occasion. But no, we were good friends. I highly respect that man. I wouldn't care what party he was for. He was just a fantastic prime minister.
What will be your top priority as you take it after the
Housing, and more housing, and affordable housing.
And Carolyn, what about the
message to send to Mississauga?
My message to Mississauga, this is a fantastic city. It needs a little bit of work right now because of our housing problems, and I'm here to do the job.
how are you going to control this law and order situation, theft of cars and things like that?
Type of,
What's going on, the thefts and other law and order situation here,
I'm sorry, I didn't follow that.
like the thefts and
Thefts.
and things like that.
I think there's one step has been made with the scanner, but one scanner's not going to do it. We're going to need enough scanners in both of our ports to have every cargo piece go through it. And when you do that, you cut off the market. So once the market's cut off, then the thefts will stop.
You're going to increase the policing also?
Policing has already been increased. The feds have put some money into special project police officers, but I think the scanners are the basic issue.
Thank you.
Has a meeting with the Premier been scheduled?
Not yet, but we're working on it.
You mentioned your meeting with Minister Calandra on July 2nd, I believe. What will that conversation entail? What would you like to address?
I want to address more money for Peel, the region of Peel, for our social services. I think we end up paying the gap between the 60% and what we should be getting, and that raises your regional taxes enormously. So the way to control taxes is to try and get our fair share. We use that term a lot, but it really is necessary. So that's my first ask, and I guess I should be asking for something specifically for Mississauga, but that's for the region of Peel, and that's for all Mississauga residents.
Mayor, having more than one faith, that's a big statement. How did you choose to have this?
Well, I just chose the two gentlemen that were very helpful during the campaign, each representing a very large community, one Eastern Orthodox Christian and one Muslim, and I thought it would just be a nice touch.
That's great. What about the noise? Because we spoke about this before. Are you cracking on the extra noise we have right now?
Oh, the mufflers and all the rest of it? I hate them. Yes, I'm going to do my very best.
You promised.
I promised, and I try to keep my promises.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And I have a question too. I don't know it concerns to you or not, but I mean, you are going to do something or not, but the speeding is too much. I mean, I'm the one who goes on 60, I'm not saying, but
you told me that before.
70, 80, it's so important. People don't care at all. So are you going to do something?
Well, I think if you watch Council on Wednesday, we have a report coming through for more speed cameras. We'll see whether they all get implemented or not. It's a big project. It's quite a few $1 million, $18 million, but we're going to be discussing that on Wednesday.
And there will be consequences also.
There's always consequences. With red light cameras, the ticket just comes in the mail.
I'm sick and tired of that, believe me.
Well, you're going to be the first one caught. That happened to me once. I put a slow down on one of the streets when I was a councillor in Ward 6. I was the first person to get caught.
Mayor Parrish, is George Carlson going to be your chief of staff?
He is.
Well, and can you tell me a little bit about that choice? Why George Carlson?
We've worked together for 40 years, 35 years. He was my chief of staff when I was in Ottawa. He's calm where I'm not always. He's collected, he's knowledgeable, and people love him. And the best thing you have to have in a chief of staff is people admire and trust and work with.
And so you mentioned this fair share. How do you think that you're going to be able to liaise on a fair share, whereas other mayors have been able to pass? What is your strategy about?
Well, Olivia Chalpat is getting her fair share. Halton is getting their fair share. So I think with Patrick and me and Annette, I think we'll just keep turning the screws till we get what we want.
The last question later, but today I'm here to congratulate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, as a long time I'm working here, the newspaper or electronic media, ethnic media, but no budget for any advertisement. It's a long time to this time. What do you have any program?
Now that the Mississauga News is out of print, I think it's time for us to review that. I think we've got an enormous ethnic community in our city, and I think we have to reach all the people that read your newspapers. So we're going to give it a try.
Thank you.
Well, we thank you. You always support the media. Whenever you're mayor or a member of parliament, whatever, we thanks to you.
Thank you.
Madam Parrish, congratulations.
Thank you.
Is there any plan to reprioritize police department as well? Because I know it's part of Peel, but because you can see a lot of thefts, car thefts, and a lot of other things happening. But they always say that it's not a priority right now, and they divert it to the insurance. So
Well, they shouldn't be diverting it to insurance. That's a bad answer. What should be happening is that people in danger, people in violent situations get the first attention. Once a car is stolen, there's no violence involved at that point. So that's why they consider it a second priority. It's not because it's not important. It's because there's nobody in the process of being injured. So I think that's something we can review as well, because the 911 answers are very slow, and we've got to get those speeded up.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Just one question, I don't know if it is like that, but for the insurance thing, is the insurance in Mississauga for all of the thing, it's going high, like it's going rocket high?
That's a direct
Yes.
result of the car thefts.
Yes.
Every car that gets stolen,
Yeah.
your insurance is going to go up a notch.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we've got to get a handle on that right
Yeah,
away.
really.
And I must compliment Mayor Brown in Brampton. He's been working on this file for about 6 months, and he's doing a terrific job of getting a lot of attention. So we're going to keep working with him.
Oh, that will be great, thank you. Thank
No
you.
problem. I have to hold my own mic. Don't you have an assistant?
So, first of all, Y Media, we'd like to congratulate you.
Thank you.
I hope you were very pleased with the last Y Media Main Street polls today
Yes.
as well.
Yes, the last one that nobody talked about on television.
Exactly, but we actually did a radio show that morning as soon as the results were released the night after, and I think Credo and us, we made our rounds as well the night when you won. Just for the viewers' benefit and the readers' benefit, what is the first thing that you're planning on tackling, and how are you planning on tackling?
Well, I talked about housing, and the first thing, we've already put together the best developers and builders that build in Mississauga regularly, and we have a panel on April the 10th. It's going to be a mayor's task force, so I'll be there, and our really good planning staff will be there, and we're going to just go around the table and tell them how to speed up everything for us. I hear also that the interest rates are going to go down again, so that's going to help a lot. But we're going to be going to the guys who do the building and ask them how we can speed up our process. We also want to get a panel together of builders who do purpose-built rentals. It's a whole different kettle of fish. It's a different type of financing. So we don't want them all on the same panel because there'll be different incentives offered if we do some. So we're going to have 2 panels.
Perfect. And you did mention that you're going to be basically taking out some time and sitting with the Premier of Ontario as well. So what are your top topics that you're going to be discussing with
My topic that for all of us, for the people in our city that need help, that are falling by the wayside, we need to get the fair share for Peel on our social service money grants from the province. That's my first ask.
Okay, perfect. And again, congratulations from our
Thank
side.
you.
Thank you for taking out the time.
Thank you.
There seem to be lots of, among your supporters tonight, lots of kind of popular initiatives you laid out there. One that maybe was a little bit more of a muted of applause was the comment about Peel Police and hoping to find some savings in their budget. Are you concerned at all that they may or may not kind of cooperate with that?
Oh, no, I'm not concerned at all. They're already cooperating. I'm a police brat. My dad was a cop in Toronto for 37 years. And one of the things that I suggested to Chief Nish is a day after a break-in, why are you sending out fully geared up officers in $1,000 worth of equipment in a police cruiser? Why don't you send out somebody who's taken law in college or university in a little car and no uniform? They're just there to investigate and take down notes. And he's already done that. So he listens, and I'm looking forward to him listening more.
Is your goal to try and kind of bring the budget down slightly? Because obviously it's one of the major expenditures of every city in Peel or municipality in Peel.
If our numbers compared to our population are still below what the average is for large cities, it's going to be hard to do that. But if we can bring in some savings at the same time as we add more officers, I think that will work.
I think that's all the time we have for this evening. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you.
Congratulations again to the women crown.
Yeah, we'll go picture with the media.
Yep.
Smile. 1, 2, 3.
ऐसे ले लो
इथों नहीं करना ये